could take hours. I selected my top 7 of great leaders of India, seen from my own perspective. And I'm very sorry if I did not mention the leaders that you think should be on the list. I just had to draw a line somewhere in order to make and finish this video. So please let me know if you agree that my top 7 describes great leaders of India. And please add more names and descriptions of great Indian leaders in the comments. It will help me and my viewers to learn even more about India. Having said all of this, here is my top 7 of great leaders of India who can change the world. Number 7. Narendra Modi. As I'm making this video, Narendra Modi is the Prime Minister of India, and he is very popular among the Indian people. Most of India loves him, except of course for his political competitors, but that's only logical. But this video is not about politics, and I have no intention of either praising or condemning any of the modern-day politicians of India. But whether you love him or not, Narendra Modi manages to consistently get some of the highest approval rates of any Prime Minister in the world, despite the fact that Modi hasn't been able to keep all of his election promises. But as it appears, that is not what Modi's leadership is all about. Narendra Modi leads India with ambition and a strong belief in the future of his country, causing a new self-confident mindset among Indians. And that's why Narendra Modi deserves a spot in this top 7. Number 6. Sundar Pichai. Sundar Pichai has not been the Prime Minister or President of India. He has not even been a Member of Parliament in India. That is because Sundar Pichai is not a political leader. He is a business leader. To be more specific, Sundar Pichai is the worldwide leader of the most powerful company in the world. Sundar Pichai is the CEO of Google. This puts him in a position to change the way the world experiences the internet. He can change the way we search for information. He can even change the way information is presented and distributed all over the world, making him one of the most influential people in the world. Number 5. Mother Teresa. I know this is a controversial entry in this top 7 of great leaders of India, but maybe that's why it's interesting to mention her. Of course, technically, Mother Teresa was not an Indian. She was born in Europe, in a place that today is part of Macedonia. But she spent large parts of her life in India and did most of her work in India. Eventually, she became an Indian citizen. Mother Teresa was praised, admired, and even worshipped by millions of people from all over the world during her lifetime. She was seen as a true saint who stood up for the poor and needy in slums all over the world and especially in India. But mostly after she passed away, other more negative stories and rumors about Mother Teresa popped up in the media, which unfortunately made her legacy more controversial. Nonetheless, she was a woman who inspired and influenced millions upon millions of people all over the world, and therefore she is part of this list. Number 4. The Nehru-Gandhi family. A list of the greatest leaders of India wouldn't be complete without mentioning the Nehru-Gandhi family. They form a political dynasty that has no match in the rest of the world. 3 members of the family have served as Prime Minister of India: Jawaharlal Nehru, Indira Gandhi, and Rajiv Gandhi. Several other family members have been part of the Indian Parliament. Out of the first 60 years of its independence from Britain, India was led by a member of the Gandhi family for no less than 40 years. Their influence on the politics of India is totally predominant, and their political influence will remain strong for the decades to come. Number 3. Mahatma Gandhi. Mahatma Gandhi, who, by the way, is no family member of the Nehru Gandhi family, as mentioned in the 4th spot of this top 7. He is the single most important leader of India of the past few centuries. Mahatma Gandhi is the sole creator of the Indian independence from Britain, and he accomplished this great result by applying wisdom and peace. Gandhi is the world's most prominent example of leading a nation without violence and without oppression. No leader in the world comes close to him. And although Mahatma Gandhi passed away in 1948, his wisdom is still the key to peace and prosperity for the future of the planet. Now, some of you might wonder why Mahatma Gandhi is not in the number 1 spot of this list of greatest leaders of India. Hang on, I will explain. Number 2. The Buddha. No, Buddha was not a god, as many people in the West tend to think. The Gautama Buddha, or simply the Buddha, was a philosopher who lived in ancient India, somewhere between the 6th and the 4th century before Christ. Yes, Buddha was a human being who actually existed. Most scholars who have studied Buddha agree on that. The debate revolves around what Buddha did and did not do in his life. The teachings of Buddha have led to what we now call Buddhism. Buddha's teachings focus on spreading traditional and religious wisdom that will help people to reach the path of enlightenment. Even today, 2,500 years after Buddha's death, Buddhism still is the 4th largest religion in the world, with over 520 million followers all around the globe, making Buddha the most influential Indian in history. So, what now? We have dealt with the number 7 till 2 of the greatest leaders of India, and we ended with Buddha, but there still is a number 1. Who could be of more importance to India than Buddha? Number 1. The number 1 leader of India who could change the future of the world is you. Great leaders accept that there is a time of conquering and a time of retreat. Even the greatest leaders in the world know that someday their reign will end and another great leader will step up to take his or her place. The next great leader who will guide India into the second half of the 21st century and into a new era of self-consciousness is already born. He or she is among us, but we do not know who he or she is. Right now there is a young man or a young woman, perhaps in a small town or village in the Indian countryside, or maybe it's a boy or a girl growing up in the bustle of one of the great cities of India, who will